Welcome to Newman University. That's a little better. My name is Alden Stout. I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs. What an exciting day for this campus and this campus community. A day to celebrate and a day of opportunity for what we provide to Newman students. We're excited to have Senator Jerry Moran with us today, and we're going to have some exciting announcements for the initiatives that are occurring within the city and within the city of Wichita and Southwest Kansas. As you all know, Newman University's mission is to empower graduates to transform society. It was founded in 1933 in the middle of the Great Depression to provide access to folks so they could get an education, and we're continuing to do that. We are honored to have Senator Moran with us today. He's been in the Senate since 2010 and recently helped Kansas receive the second highest amount of appropriations funding from the federal government under his leadership. In conversations, he's a champion for job creation, educational access, and supporting rural communities. And I have to say, those goals and our mission couldn't align better. Our recent initiative in Southwest Kansas is educating students to receive four-year degrees that they didn't have previously opportunities to receive in agribusiness, business, education, and nursing, and we're continuing to expand. His support is going to help us expand our efforts in agribusiness and provide education to the region. Please join me in welcoming Senator Jagger.
Good morning. It's a privilege to be here today and to join President Jaggers and Mayor Lily Wu for a couple of announcements that have consequence to Wichita, but really to our entire state. And delighted to be on this campus and appreciate everything that private Christian education does to educate students in our state and across the country, and recognize the significant value of education itself. I am a first-generation college graduate, and I know how important education can be. I appreciate that Newman has taken its responsibilities to educate Kansans so seriously, and to educate Kansans across our state. I can't easily say in Wichita that I prefer one portion of the state or one area of the state over another. My background is certainly rural Kansas, and I have a great affinity for people who have a family, raise their kids, and are looking for ways to educate their kids and keep them at home. Keep probably is not the right word. What we're really trying to do is to create opportunities in which our students, our children, our grandchildren make the choice that they want to live and work and raise their families in the places that we all come from. And so what a great combination. Newman has had a relationship with Southwest Kansas for a decade or more, and has taken it on as part of its mission to education of students in that part of Kansas. I've been around long enough to remember St. Mary's of the Plains in Dodge City, Catholic education in Southwest Kansas, and with its departure, there is no four-year university for miles around. And so Newman saw a need and moved to fill that need, and I again thank them for that. They kindly asked for some help, and we're pleased to be able to announce today, in support of that effort, to expand additional four-year education, four-year degree education in Southwest Kansas, that Newman is the recipient of an appropriations bill for $1.2 million to support that effort in Southwest Kansas. Congratulations and thank you. I'm also here because we're pleased with the developments that are occurring in Wichita in transportation. And the city has asked for help, which we've been able to provide. Incidentally, I'm the creator, the author of this idea that Wichita ought to have this nonstop flight to Washington, D.C. each week. And it sounds very self-serving. I should tell you that it didn't work for me. In fact, the Wichita flight that I was taking, 10:18 in the morning to Dallas to Washington, D.C., was abandoned whenever nonstop service came to Wichita to D.C. But it leaves too late for me to make my votes on a Monday, and it departs Washington, D.C. too early for me to make my votes on a Thursday or a Friday. But I'm told that we are now at 74% utilization of that flight, and something over 80, I'm told, will convince American Airlines. They tell me, American Airlines CEO tells me that if we perform well on this first flight, there'll be 2 a day. So I'm encouraging you all to get a ticket today and please come see me on a regular basis. But in support of that effort, infrastructure, I actually think this is a mixed bag, because I can't imagine anyone in this room or in Wichita or this part of Kansas wants more construction on Kellogg. But this is a grant that has been appropriated to support the city of Wichita's efforts for preliminary design and ultimate construction of a new interchange on Kellogg as it takes you to the airport. And I'm here to announce today that we were successful in the appropriations process for a $2.1 million grant to accomplish that goal. Please express your gratitude to your city leaders for their efforts in regard to building the infrastructure. The mayor and another council member is here, and maybe others. And please take this moment to welcome the president of Newman to the microphone. And please reward her for her efforts to lead this university in a solid and sustained way that continues the history and legacy of Newman College in its education of Kansans, Americans, in fact, people from around the globe.
Can you all hear me? Yes. Okay, won't move it much then. So thank you, Senator Moran. I just can't tell you how grateful we are for this appropriation, but also just for your continuing support and investment in Kansans, and the ability to, spend some of that federal funds that are appropriated to improve our state. I think it benefits everybody in this room, everybody across the state. So we thank you for all the work that you've been doing. And as Senator Moran said, Newman's been in Southwest Kansas since the 90s, when St. Mary of the Plains closed, providing most of the teachers for that region. And that has been a program that's been based in Dodge City. It was one of the first places I actually went to visit when I became president here. And I'm impressed with how helpful that education program has been over the years. And so many of the plans that we have for expanding in Southwest Kansas really improves on a relationship that we've established there some years ago. This long-standing relationship with Dodge City now has become an increased relationship, not only in Dodge City, but in Liberal and in Garden City, with the community colleges that are there, so that we can be offering four-year degrees on their campuses. Students don't have to go anywhere. For those students who choose to remain, as the senator said, in that area. So we're excited that at least in these limited number of program areas that we've provided so far, that this region of Southwest Kansas will be less of an education desert for higher education. So what will this congressionally directed spending then support? So first of all, we have this idea about a mobile, smart agricultural lab, a mobile smart lab. We'll purchase a mobile agricultural lab that will enable students to use hands-on learning to really get their hands dirty, as it were, in the agribusiness field. And one of the distinctive features about this new program in agribusiness is its focus on data and technology. As many of you may know, our data analytics program is very strong, and we're taking advantage of that strength with building this new program. Currently, agriculture is going through a bit of a digital transformation. where agricultural production becomes more and more efficient through the Internet of Things, as it were. We will be purchasing equipment, sensors, robotics that allow data to be collected and analyzed locally. Students will utilize the Mobile Smart Ag Lab to collect, analyze, complete projects using this new technology. The lab will be custom built and will travel between Garden City, Dodge City, Liberal, and Wichita. And it will allow students in the program to gain experience in the most up-to-date agricultural technology and to expand their expertise in data analytics. Also, this will help us staff classrooms. Students in Southwest Kansas will be connected through discussions in the classroom at the 3 different locations, and the classrooms will be Zoom enabled, so students can come directly to the place where that class is happening that day, or they can Zoom in from the other 2 locations. These classrooms will be equipped with cameras, smart televisions that facilitates the kind of high-flex learning in Garden City, Dodge City, and Liberal that allows students to choose that face-to-face option versus a Zoom option, which we all became very familiar with during COVID, right? So the classrooms are going to be outfitted for this kind of technology. And then finally, it's allowed us to establish in Garden City, across the street from Garden City Community College, space where we can provide the kind of support that these students will need. This office space will house the new agribusiness professors and an advisor for Southwest Kansas students that are in these programs. The spending request provides funding for Newman to furnish the office, which will facilitate a smooth transfer for students from the Garden City Community College into this program. And in fact, we envision a time when in the future, students that are admitted to Dodge City or Garden City or Liberal Community College will automatically have the potential to become a Newman student from the start. So that's where this congressionally directed spending, this appropriation is going to be going for Newman. And at this time, I have the pleasure of introducing Mayor Lily Wu to tell you more about the transportation project.
Well, it's truly a great day to be here in the air capital of the world. First and foremost, thank you to Newman University, your staff, your supporters, and President Jagger for not just inviting us for this great news for your university, but also for the opportunities that you will provide for individuals in Kansas. Senator Moran, thank you so very much for your advocacy for South Central Kansas, Kansas, and America. I too am a first-generation college student, and I know the value of education in our community, and I'm grateful that you also put an emphasis to education. But here today is the second piece of good news, and that is to help us here in Wichita, Kansas. I am truly grateful to represent the city of Wichita as the mayor of the city, alongside council members, including Councilmember Glasscock, who is here in our presence. We are always advocating for the city of Wichita, for more opportunities, for more investment into our community. And so just in the month of March, we came to Washington, D.C. to again advocate for Wichita and projects that would be helpful towards the infrastructure of our community. So again, thank you very much, Senator Moran, for being here today and for your leadership, as well as your staff's leadership and efforts to make the $2.1 million of CDS funding possible. We cannot thank you enough for your ongoing support of Wichita, the South Central region, and the entire state of Kansas. You understand how important modern, efficient, and multimodal transportation, including our airport, is to our economy and for driving Wichita's long-term vitality, and we truly appreciate it. And I also want to say that we should all try to utilize that direct flight to Washington, D.C. With the funding that you secured, Senator Moran, this project will be helping the city of Wichita as it begins its initial planning phase. Now, this initial planning will also be helpful towards a traffic study and environmental assessment of a full project area, as well as the redesign of US 54 or 400 Kellogg and Eisenhower Airport Parkway, that interchange on the west side of town. Efficiently connecting travelers as well as goods and services to the airport is critically important. Our fantastic airport continues to grow and prosper along the city and is becoming a stronger than ever catalyst for economic development, visitor and convention traffic for all of Wichita. And as Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport has grown, it is an appropriate time and opportunity to study how a variety of improvements to the interchange at Kellogg and the Airport Parkway can continue that momentum. So again, Senator Moran, thank you for your leadership and your partnership with the City of Wichita, Sedgwick County, and the South Central Kansas region to help us continue to have great progress here so that we can have the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you.
Thank you again for being here. Again, thank you, Senator Moran, for attending. And we have some refreshments, and so if you want to just make yourself comfortable, say hi, and the senator will be able to greet some folks and shake hands. Oh, are there any questions for us?
So as you can see to my right, to your left, is a map of Kellogg or US 400 and Airport Parkway. As you know, we are the air capital of the world, and I think that this is a welcome sign to not just visitors, but Kansans who come into our airport. And so this interchange is an area where we would like to see more investment and infrastructure needs to be better utilized. And I also know that right now, the City of Wichita is hosting the American Association of Airport Executives. So they've utilized that very airport, and they're going to take a tour of our own airport, and we will also ask them some questions about that interchange, because it should be a welcome sign to all visitors and Kansans alike when they come to Wichita and the National Airport to see this welcome sign that is not just efficient, but also welcoming. Any other questions?
What's the timeline for this project?
So the appropriations is really for the design phase of this. In terms of the timeline, it will be, we don't have an exact time, but again, this will help us with the first phase, which is the design process.
The dollars were included in the FY24 appropriation bill passed by the House, Senate, signed by the President. I suppose that's about a month ago. And the U.S. Department of Transportation, working with the Kansas Department of Transportation, the City of Wichita, there'll be paperwork that comes with this process, but that money will become available probably this fall. I don't need the word probably. Will become available